Hello, today for review I've got unusual earphones, but they are unusual first of all because of the design. And it's made of Queen of Audio, and Queen of Audio and their sister brand Kinera, or actually Queen of Audio is a sister brand of Kinera because Kinera is main one. QOA or Queen of Audio is a sub-brand, but still their feature, their signature part is stylish and unusual designs. By the way, recently they've announced that they are doing customs now, but today we will talk about the Adonis, and actually they even put the slogan here, not only for men, because this model is designed beautifully, but probably not mannish enough. So in the ex-Soviet Union countries, that definitely not the choice for the man, but in the rest of the world, maybe someone can choose it anyway. But as usual, it's a really well-tuned model because they have a huge experience in creating sound. And actually, let's have a closer look. Price is about $180, and in few seconds you will see why they are on the more expensive side. I don't know actually, is their cocktail named Adonis, or they shifted from the cocktail names for the models to just the Greek mythology, because all their previous models were named after different cocktails. Anyway, box is nice, big, looks stylish, of course, definitely fancy and premium. On the back side there are technical specifications: 21 ohm of impedance, 113 decibels of sensitivity, a bit on the more sensitive side, but not too much. So frequency response is close to truth. Of course, with this scale it's hard to say something, but actually they are lightly V-shaped, so it's and 5N oxygen-free copper plus silver-plated hybrid cables, so 10mm dynamic driver. Anyway, let's go inside and prepare to be surprised by the design if you haven't seen them on photos. Additional manual and warranty card, and here are earpieces themselves. They are made of birch wood, stabilized with unique patterns, with special coating, and you can see that design is great. But let's proceed to the review. You will get two set of tips, blue one and black ones. I'd say that main difference is in color, but also there is a slight difference in sound, because blue ones are a bit less bass focused or bass accented. You will get nice storage case, and inside of course there is a stock cable and few more accessories, pair of foams, and as a bonus they've added lightning adapter, so nice added value here. Good solution for iPhone owners. And let's go back to the design. I will just let you see it in the full glory. It's nothing but beautiful. Good italic caption, name of the model, some kind of glitter, interesting wooden pattern, so beautiful. In terms of fit and wearing comfort, they are nice, they fitting well into ears, everything is smooth, everything is rounded, spouts have average length, so sound isolation is also just average. It will be enough for public transport or for noisy street, but not for the subway. Lip for holding the tips is absent, but spouts are a bit extending on the end, so they holding tips more or less okay. There are two bores in the spout. You can see this, they are separate, probably for the balanced armatures and for the dynamic drivers. And let's put the tips on. Here they are. Of course, tips are spoiling this beauty a bit, but anyway. Stock cable is nice, it's good, it's definitely the cable you can expect in this price segment. Queen of Audio decided not to use some weird pins, no recessed pins, no recessed sockets, just basic 2 pins cable, fitting nicely, holding well, and in terms of design it looks pretty fancy. Good braiding, 4 strands for each ear. It's definitely soft with almost zero microphonic effect. Feels really nice, really lightweight, really soft, not getting hard when it's cold outside. Metal splitter, transparent bead as a slider, and after the splitter goes down to the regular jack. You can see that there are 8 cables here at 8 strands, but cable is still super soft. So to summarize this part in terms of design, in terms of presentation and all that exterior stuff, model is done really superbly. And of course about the sound. I gave them about 40 hours of burn-in, and there were slight changes in sound during first couple of hours, but I don't think that you will need dedicated burn-in stage, because while you will be trying different tips, of course in case you'll get them, sound will settle and there is no need to spend separate time for that. And as for tips, you know, it's a bit of paradox. I like sound of black tips a bit more, but in this case I'm using blue tips because they fitting better the design. You know, I just can't stand the combination of black tips with these beautiful shells. I don't like it, and difference in terms of sound between tips is really minor. This one has a bit less focus on the low frequencies, but I decided to use them because I just like the combination more. Let's have a player on the table and let's talk about the sound. So Queen of Audio decided to implement a bit unusual tuning. It's V-shaped, but accent on low frequencies is slightly below average in this. Actually below average in typical V-shaped tunings. Bass is really technical, with nice resolution, with good textures, but at the same time not dry, with good depth and good impact, but in terms of quantity it's far from being bass heavy and slightly below the average in terms of quantity, but still good weight, good body and so on. Probably this model isn't the best fit or isn't the best choice for electronic music or pop music, but of course it's a matter of taste, and for me they plays nicely with electronic music too. But with I don't know how to name them, real instruments, acoustic instruments, that is a bigger part of my collection. They sounding nice, charming, with lot of small nuances, overtones and small details, and sounds pretty engaging. And as an example, I said that it's not the perfect choice for electronic music, but Caravan Palace it's a good example of electro swing, mixing the classical swing and jazz with electronic beats, and actually this model sounds pretty pleasant here. Maybe a bit more boost on low frequencies would be nice, but still it's sounding good thanks to the technical capabilities, because I prefer quality over quantity. But once again I need to highlight that they are not bass light, so they just a bit below average, but not the bass light and not monitoring, because bass is still boosted here. Mids are really pleasant, nice, clean, crisp, good balanced mids played by balanced armatures. They almost not sound recessed because V-shapeness is slight and polite here, and they balancing, they are not too focused on the micro contrast but still have a good resolution, and they don't adding additional weight. So body of vocal and instruments depends on the quality of records, and they actually require a bit better than average records because of the nice, clean and crisp sound. What else? They are pretty emotional, they are highlighting emotions a little bit, but they don't try to highlight the macro dynamics, so it's also a matter of source and material. Imaginary stage is noticeably above average, so in terms of 3D positioning, both in width and in depth, they are sounding really nice with good amount of space. And as an example for the mid frequencies, The Only Way, hymn by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Nice, majestic, really pretty well recorded sound, organ part with that sense of big instrument. Of course, it's recorded using electro organ, most probably. I'm not sure about the details, but they used electric organs, and probably that's it, but it's still sounding really close to the real air organs, or yes, it's probably wind instrument, or how it's classified, or it's in the separate category, I'm not sure, but this piece sounds really nice and majestic with these earphones. And treble is also accented, but not too much. But what is good here, extension is definitely above average, not hugely above average, but still noticeably, and they managed to balance it fairly well because it offers a nice amount of overtones, and at the same time not highlighting the issues that is typical for modern records in the higher treble area. So nice, fairly balanced treble that is on par with low frequencies. Usually creating good V-shaped signature is a matter of balancing low frequencies and treble, and this model do it pretty nicely. It's balanced armatures, clean, crisp, not harsh, not sounds unnatural, but a bit lightweight. Of course, it's just a matter of balanced armatures. In order to create really good balanced armature treble, you need 2 or 3 drivers or more. But still, thanks to the good extension, they are slightly above the common level of this tire in terms of overtone saturation, and even shows pretty good, basic but pretty good amount of layering in treble area. And as an example, I've got maybe not the most audiophilic record, but it's George Michael, my recent rediscovery, and track named Fastlove, and it has good percussions, nice back vocals, all that stuff that goes to the treble area. Of course, it's not Sting in when it comes to percussions, but still nice amount of cymbals and all that other stuff, and this model plays it nicely. And backing vocals sounding really nice with these earphones. And speaking about the conversions, let's say, I don't know, C Audio L4 for example, they are more bass boosted, they have a bit more forward treble, bit more treble, so more V-shaped accent. Same applies to, let's say, Fio's FH3, they are also a bit more V-shaped, especially it's noticeable on the low frequencies. And I don't know, Suzy Form 1.4, they are warmer on mids, they have thicker and more weighty mids, a bit bigger bass, actually not big, not a bit, more than a bit bigger bass, but still, and a bit more forward treble, but also more V-shaped, but with more weight on the mids also. C Audio L5, they are a bit more natural, bit more emotional and bit more focused on the micro contrast, on mids, on treble. So there are a lot of other models, but I can't recall every single one, so if you're interested in some comparisons, just feel free to ask, but Adonis is a bit different, standing out from the common V-shaped tunings. It's more natural, but not too natural to sound dull. And they are beautiful, and I think that the shells and the design is main selling point here. But thanks to the Queen of Audio, they decided not to put everything on just the design, they also tailored a really nice sound. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a nice day, of course.